Hi, Tania. Hi, everybody who's watching this podcast. I am Kristen Bacon. I am with ShowMe-TellMe, and I'm joined by Tanya Bartolini, who is with Business and Beyond. And Tanya has the privilege of being our very first soon-to-be certified appraiser. And thank you, Tanya, for joining us.
Thank you, Kristen, for having me. I'm really excited about doing this and letting people know what we're all about and what we're going to be doing. It's very exciting. And I am also excited to talk to you about what it really is that we're going to be offering.
This is something that is often overlooked. And the cool thing about what we're doing is this is not technical. We're going to talk about data privacy, and anything, it's not just about computers. The first thing you hear is computers, right? When someone mentions data privacy.
And that's the thing. So, why don't you tell us a little bit about what is data privacy? Because whenever I hear about it and
Mhm.
everybody else I know, they automatically think, well, it's internet.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
cybersecurity. I'm too small to be fished or those types of things.
yeah.
But that's not it. So, and that's not the only thing, right? So, why don't you explain to us all exactly what is data privacy? What is it that we're offering?
Data privacy is not, again, like we were just saying, it's not just about computers. It's about any piece of information you gather in an organization or company, whether it's written on a piece of paper, whether it's shared on the screen, whether it is, downloaded from the internet, whatever, wherever you get that information, it's information. Okay. And so many times when people do, a data privacy assessment or audit, they focus on their computers and scanners, things like that, but they don't look at the business as a whole. So data privacy is more than just the IT department. It is about HR, it's about operations, it's about accounting and finance, and the data that they're gathering, and what kind of data are you gathering, and do you need all of that data you're gathering, and what is its purpose for that data? And then, who in your company has access to that? And what do they do with that data? And then when that data is given to somebody else, what do they really need to do their job? And what risk does that create for you as a company when you give that data out to somebody else? So looking at that data is all over the company and in many different forms and formats. And so yeah, it's a lot bigger than just IT. It's a lot bigger than computers. It's about how an entire company operates.
So, can you give like a concrete example of what could be something that, especially now that we're working remotely,
Yeah.
so what could be something that could be a potential liability or a breach of data privacy or something that can really open the door, for a breach of data privacy for a company?
If you start looking at things like, I mean, here's an example. You go into a coffee shop, for instance, and you sit down, you're working, you're getting a nice cup of coffee, and you've got a big pile of papers there, and they happen to be case files or something, legal case files or credit card information or any kind of document, and you leave it laying on a counter and you go up and grab your cup of coffee. Well, there's data, your customer's data sitting on a coffee shop counter, that's open to people can walk by and see. It's as simple as that in the cases. It's as, simple as a corporation, person calling in and saying, well, here's my information. I'm going to place an order, and you take that piece of data and you write it on a piece of paper, and that goes into a pile, then it gets entered in the computer, then the computer ships out someone's product, and then the shipping department gets it and they do something with that data, right? So what are they doing with the data? Um, and is this something that they can change? Can they can alter in such a way that they could steal from the company, you know? And believe it or not, 30% of crime when it comes to data privacy is from the internal organization. It's not hackers. It's internal, and or it's a third party. So, I mean, what do you think? I mean, with your law background, I mean, what do you think? A third party risk. I mean, is that a thing?
Well, this is why I'm so excited about your products because as an attorney working at firms, I understand firsthand how important it is to have processes,
Mm.
procedures, and things to secure data, right? And the perfect example that you gave is going to a coffee shop and working.
Yeah.
A lot of people do that. You
Yeah.
need a change of scenery, whatnot. You take your laptop and you go out to the park, you go to a coffee shop. Well, who's walking behind you and looking at your screen?
Right.
You don't know. And those are crimes of opportunity.
Yeah.
People don't go around going, oh, today I'm going to go and steal someone's data,
Mm.
right? But if they're walking by and they see something, it is so easy to just pick up their phone and take a picture.
Yeah.
Now,
Oh, yeah.
all of that client data that was on your screen, right? And so it is so important for people to be educated about all of these little things that we don't think
Right.
about, right? That could potentially be huge liability. And then when you said with third party, different people that get the information that you collect and gather from your client.
Yeah.
Now they're a potential risk because if they get hacked, guess whose responsibility it is? Yours.
Right.
Doesn't
Hmm.
matter if you
Yeah.
have a contract with them, right? You're the one who is ultimately responsible for the client's data that you collect,
Yeah.
right? And so, what kind of information are those vendors getting? And like you said, do they need it?
Right.
What?
Yeah.
Why are they getting a social security number if they're a shipping company? They don't
Right.
need that.
E-
All they need is
Exactly.
that.
It's amazing, and this is the thing. People don't always think about this when they, again, data privacy. It's like, do they needed information? Amount of information going between individuals as possible. The least amount, just what you need to do your job. And this is something we practice in our own organization. That's why I'm so excited because working with people such as yourself to you know become certified appraisers is that we're able to reach a lot of people with and bring such a wide experience to these clients that otherwise that they don't have internally. Our show me appraisals are consultant led, appraiser led, and we're capturing 184 questions. Okay, I mean this is extremely comprehensive in what we're gathering, and 34 goals in 6 categories. And frankly, like I said, the IT piece is just one category. I mean, there's 5 other categories that we're looking at, and educating our clients. And so it's so much more.
So, who would benefit from the show me or tell me or both?
Mhm.
Um, who are the people who stand to benefit from that?
Boy, I mean, as far as the types of companies, I mean, really anybody's exchanging data. I mean, I mean, open up the newspaper. I can name off lots of companies. So, I mean, no, but seriously, it's like, any organizations capturing someone's data, capturing a client data, or member data or patron data or, congregation data, student data. I mean, again, this is people's private information and, corporation secrets and, you know, anybody's gathering data can benefit from this.
Anybody who's getting paid, who gets any credit card information,
Yeah.
anybody who's getting paid in check format,
Right. Right.
right? Like all of those businesses and people stand to benefit from having this. And the other thing that comes to mind is insurance, right? Malpractice
Mhm.
insurance, business insurance, all of those things. A lot of the insurance companies will come in and deny your claims because
Mhm.
you don't have certain things in place or you're
Right.
not following certain processes and procedures. Will this help corporations fight those denials? I mean, is that something that is a benefit from the Show Me Tell Me?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, there's a two-part benefit to this. One part of the benefit is that, if you're going for cyber insurance or compliance or, other specializations where you need to show that you're taking proper precautions with your customers' data. Um, Absolutely. If you're doing the right things and you get those surveys from your insurance company, I mean, you could take this appraisal and you can hand it to your insurance agents or whoever is looking for that and say, look, we've undertaken our own appraisals and this is how we've scored, just so you have that information, and that might make a difference, in premiums or risk. I mean, if you can imagine, if you're doing all the right things and I mean, you might be safe harbored in the event of a situation. You're doing all the right things, and from an assurance perspective, I would think they would want to hear that. We are addressing third party risk in how we do this as well. I mean, if you have a vendor list and you're not sure that they're taking good care of your data or your customers' data, have them do a tell me appraisal. You know, Send them a link. They do a tell me appraisal. Then you can look at that as a company to your vendors and say, okay, well, here's a group here, and this one might take a little more scrutiny. So I want them to be a bit more transparent. So let's do a show me on that one. And that's the case where they're a key vendor because here's what we're doing with them. And that's invaluable. I mean, making sure that those vendors that you work with are taking as good care of your data as you are. So
Is ultimately you're the one who's
on
responsible.
the hook. Exactly.
And, from an attorney's perspective, you can have contracts, you can
Yep.
have indemnification agreements, you can have all the bells and whistles, but at the end of the day, you're still responsible. It's still your reputation.
Yes.
You still have to go through the hassle of hiring an attorney and litigating and trying to get paid
Yep.
and reimbursed. And meanwhile, you've already lost the goodwill of your client. And that's something I think a lot of people don't recognize
Mm.
because they think, well, they're the ones who misused the information, not me. So I'm so excited to be taking the training so that I can become a certified appraiser just because I think it is such a needed service.
Yes.
And it's really going to help people so much in so many different ways.
Cool thing about this is we're not just building a single practice here. We're actually creating a community of appraisers, each with a little bit of different background. I mean, you're coming in with the law and title and business background. Somebody else may coming in with a different background, and so you'll have access to them as well. So not only are we going to create this you know the model and the processes which we have which are patented here, we are creating an entire community of folks with different disciplines and different backgrounds that can reach out to each other and get ideas. So we're creating something even beyond, you know, just a simple appraisal. This is something bigger that we're building.
That is awesome because I'm coming in to be trained as an appraiser because I want to, offer this to my clients. I also want to offer them the remediation. I want to offer them a way to fix those issues. But I am not technical at all. Like when it comes to IT, it's over my head. I don't even want to touch it, let
Yeah.
alone can. So it's really great to know that I can still service my clients. I don't have to leave them high and dry. And I can come to you and say, hey, Christine, who do you have who can help them with this? Right? Who's
Right.
a network and in our community that can come in and fix these issues that I know nothing about? This is fantastic. I am so excited. So this can service really from your mom and pop with one location, even like a small restaurant, because restaurants have a lot of information and
Oh, yes.
right to a multi-million, multi-billion dollar company that
Yep.
has different branches in different countries.
Yeah, absolutely.
People want more information. If they're interested in either becoming an appraiser, a
Mhm.
certified appraiser, or if they're interested in hiring someone to come in and look at their company and really give them an objective, complete view of their data security risks, how can they get in touch with you? How can they get that?
Actually, at the end of this presentation here, we'll have a slide at the end that'll give you our contact information. But you can reach out to me at Krysten, Krysten, at ShowMe-TellMe.com.
So let's go change the world
To
for the
change the world and make it a safer place.